The Evansville Diocese announces several mergers that affect area parishes. More from this morning's announcement and what it means for the future. Plus, Dina Hubler, John Siebert, and Judge William Weichert join me to talk about the court-appointed Special Advocates for Children program in DuBois County. And Dottie Childers and Carol Lee Mayhew are our guests this evening on Inform. All of that and much more is up next here on 18 WJTS News. Hello, I'm Bradford Raths. In your news, the Catholic Diocese of Evansville will soon undergo changes, including several that affect local counties. This morning at a press conference held at the Diocese of Evansville Catholic Center, Most Reverend Charles Thompson, the Bishop of Evansville, announced that 24 current parishes across the 12-county diocese will be combined into 10 parishes through mergers. All of the mergers will become effective between July 1st of next year and July 1st of 2016. No churches will close as a result of the mergers, according to Thompson, but they will be united under a single council and one priest for each merged parish. The pastors of the new parishes will be announced on July 1st of next year. Locally, no changes were announced for DuBois County parishes, but several other area counties will see changes in their parishes. In Spencer County, Mary Help of Christians Parish in Mariah Hill, St. Nicholas Parish in Santa Claus will be absorbed into the St. Joseph's Parish in Dale to form the new St. Joseph Parish. That merger is set to take effect on July 1st of 2015. Additionally, the St. Martin Parish and St. John Chrysostom Parish in New Boston will merge to form the St. Martin Parish in Chrisney. That merger is set to take effect on July 1st of next year. In Martin County, the St. Martin of Tours Parish in Whitfield, the Immaculate Conception Parish in Shoals, the St. Joseph Parish in Bramble, and the existing St. John the Evangelist Parish will all merge to form the new St. John the Evangelist Parish in Lagodi. That merger is also set to take effect on July 1st of next year. And finally, in Davies County, the All Saints Parish in Candleburg and the existing St. Peter Parish in Montgomery will merge together to form the new St. Peter Parish in Montgomery. That merger will also take effect on July 1st of next year. Thompson says this plan is more comprehensive in approach than any other in the recent history of the church. He says the moves are being made with mission work in mind.
This is mission-driven for us. There are components here: demographic changes, technological advancement, fewer priests, change in mass attendance. All those different things are the components, but the goal for us, the focus it's been for me in this process, has been one of the mission. How do we invigorate, strengthen the Catholic identity, Catholic presence, the ministries, the services, the worship throughout our diocese, and with the ultimate goal on the kingdom of God and salvation of souls, which is the key focus for us as church.
Thompson says even as change is not an easy process, it has always been a part of the church.
And change is always difficult. I understand that. With any change, it usually conjures up emotions from other things in our lives. So I do realize that, and I can appreciate that within myself and others. But also our Christian faith tells us that change is something that can be transformative. Change, while there's a dying, there is a rising. There's new life. There's new opportunities. That's why we look to the cross as Christians as that great symbol for us of transformation.
Today's announcement was the first phase of at least 2 that will take place in this process, according to Thompson. No additional announcements will be made for at least 6 months, and several listening sessions will be held during that time. Though there were no changes announced for DuBois County parishes in mergers, 2 upcoming priest changes were announced today. Reverend Pascal Duca, a Nigeria native, has been appointed to serve as the associate pastor of Precious Blood Church in Jasper and St. Mary Parish in Ireland. Both of those churches are pastored by Father Gary Kaiser. The second change is the retirement of Reverend Timothy Tenbarge. Tenbarge, who is the current pastor at the St. Anthony and Sacred Heart parishes, is set to retire from active ministry effective on December the 4th. The Evansville Diocese currently has 69 parishes and 7 deaneries across the 12-county area. The diocese also has 24 elementary schools, 4 high schools, and 53 permanent deacons. Of the priests, there are 46 active priests and 21 retired priests that currently serve the Catholics in the diocese. A Birdseye man was killed yesterday afternoon after his motorcycle went off of the roadway and hit a tree. DuBois County Sheriff's deputies were called to a single vehicle crash along Santine Road about a mile south of State Road 164 just before 2:30 p.m. yesterday afternoon. The investigation found that 47-year-old Lonnie Jenkins of Birdseye had been riding northbound on Santine Road at a high rate of speed. Deputies say he approached a curve at the high rate of speed, lost control of his motorcycle, and went off of the roadway to the left. The motorcycle hit a tree, throwing Jenkins from the bike. Jenkins himself then hit a second tree. Jenkins suffered a head injury and was pronounced dead at the scene. Deputies say he was not wearing a helmet, though they say it is not clear whether a helmet would have prevented Jenkins' death or not. The motorcycle suffered about $750 worth of damages. Santine Road was closed for approximately an hour and a half yesterday afternoon while the accident was being investigated. Deputies say it's not known at this point whether drugs or alcohol were a factor in this crash, and toxicology test results are still pending. Celestine First Responders, Memorial Hospital EMS, the DuBois County Coroner's Office, and Sternberg's Wrecker Service all assisted at the scene. Finally this evening, the harvest season is near, and one of the biggest events of the year for the city of Huntingburg is now underway. The 2013 Huntingburg Herbstfest got underway last night with food, music, and entertainment for the entire family. Herbstfest Committee co-chairperson Sarah Flamian says this year's event took a lot of effort from a lot of people.
Well, it takes a lot of planning. Of course, we started in January, and then we meet about every month, and it takes a lot of minds to come up with different ideas. We try to do something new every year, and it takes a while.
Co-chairperson Jennifer Baisden says the crowd turnout for the event is the most satisfying part of the planning process.
The crowd, seeing the people here, looking at all the things they can do, eat, whatever, that's what gives you the great justification that you've done something well.
The event is also one of the bigger ones of the year for the Huntingburg Chamber of Commerce. Chamber Director Nick Stevens says the Herbstfest's importance is directly tied to the Chamber's mission for the city.
Well, for a Chamber's perspective, we talk about quality of life. It's in our mission statement. So, having an ability to have a festival like this is huge. Having all the community come out to support it, you're really working towards that community of life, quality of life, and real excited about everything we've got going on here. It's kind of the final hurrah of the year before we come into our Christmas season. So it's a big time, good time for us. We have a great time out here. We've got some great food. Encourage everybody to come out, and it's a way to help a lot of nonprofits as well.
2013 Herbstfest Queen Cheyenne Layton also made an appearance at last night's opening festivities. She says she's looking forward to the weekend's festivities. Upcoming events at the Huntingburg Herbstfest include the Little Miss and Junior Miss pageants this evening, a musical performance by Huntingburg's own Danielle Lee tonight from 8 till 11:30, the Farmers Market tomorrow morning, and the wild card and championship rounds of the WBDC Cornhole Tournament of Champions. The Herbstfest Parade and hog wrestling take place on Sunday to wrap up the weekend. Coming up after the break, my interview with Dina Hubler, John Siebert, and Judge Bill Weichert on the DuBois County CASA program, plus your local forecast, sports with Kurt Guxell, and Inform with Dottie Childers and Carol Lee Mayhew discussing the Spirit of Rockport event. That's all up next here on 18 WJTS News. Local people watching local people.